Hi there, I'm Brad Talton of Level 99 Games, and I'd like to teach you how to play our brand new game, Sellswords. Sellswords is a drafting tile placement game for 2 players, where you and your opponent will attempt to take over the battlefield using a specialized team of mercenaries. Let's take a look at how it works. Each card in Sellswords has 4 numbers around the outer edges. These represent the attack and defense values of the card. The card also has a name, a special power, and an index number in the bottom corner. The index number tells you where you can look up the complete rules for the tile's special power in the rulebook. Each tile also has 2 sides, a blue and a red. For colorblind players, these can be differentiated by the sun and moon mark in the top corner. If you flip a tile along its horizontal axis, the numbers will always be in the same positions. During the game, when you flip tiles, you should always flip them along the horizontal axis. At the start of the game, randomly select one player to go first. Then, deal 12 tiles from the top of the deck. If you're new to the game, take a moment to read each tile's power from the rulebook. Then, beginning with the first player, each player will draft tiles going back and forth to determine what will be in his army. So, for example, I could take this, my opponent might take this, and then that, and then so on until all 6 of the tiles are distributed among the players. At that point, we're ready to begin the main play of the first round. To begin the first round, we place this first terrain tile in the middle of the board. Other tiles will need to be placed adjacent to this tile or to another tile that's been placed. So, for my first turn, since I had the first draft, I place a tile anywhere I want that's connected to the board. I'll place my wizard here. When the wizard is placed down, his special power will activate. In this case, I'm not attacking any other tiles. The starting space can't be attacked, and so we'll skip all that. Then we go to my opponent's turn. So my opponent will choose and play one of his tiles. In this case, I'll play the knight, and I can place it on any orientation and any open position on the board. So I will place my knight here. When a tile is placed down adjacent to enemy tiles, it attacks each tile on each one of its edges. So my knight will attack this direction for 5, comparing with the wizard's 4 defense. Because the knight has a higher stat than the wizard on this edge, then the wizard will be flipped and now is controlled by the red player. If I had played my knight in this orientation instead, because the numbers are even, he would not flip. Likewise, if I had played in this orientation, because then the attack is lower than the enemy defense, they're not flipped. Play continues with each player playing out tiles one by one onto the board. As you play tiles, the board will expand. But once a 5th tile, and let me make an example here, once a 5th tile has been placed in a single row or column, no more tiles can be placed on either edge of that row. So eventually the board will become a 5 wide by 5 tall grid, but our starting tile will not necessarily be at the center of it when that happens. Continue playing the game until all players have played out their tiles. When you place a tile down, it attacks each adjacent tile. So my bard in this case would attack the trickster, Rook-Yuk, and the wizard all at once, flipping each one that it beats to my color. Most tiles also have a special ability that is played when they're set down. For example, the bard, after he flips a tile, can use that tile to make an attack. In this case, there was no playable attack for me, but in some cases I may be able to chain using this ability. For another example, say my opponent plays this assassin. When you play the assassin down, he swaps with an enemy, and then attacks. In this way, you can use your character's special powers to take control of the board and turn the tide in your favor. After the last player plays their last tile, we proceed to scoring. Each row and each column of the board will score separately. The amount of characters of your color in a row determines how many points you'll score from that row. Having only a single character in a row or column gives you 0 points. Having 2 would give you 1 point. Having 3 would generate 2 points. Having 4 gets you 4 points, and if you can manage to control an entire row or column of the board, you will get 7 points. So let's score this one and see how it works. For the red player first. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, 1, for a total score of 6 for the red player. Then for the blue, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, for a total of 4 points for the blue player. That ends round 1 scoring. Now, keeping the board exactly as it is, the players will take 12 new tiles from the top of the deck and will do another draft. After scoring, the player with fewer points will be the first player in the new round. Take top 12 tiles of the deck and form a new draft pool. Draft off a new company of 6 mercenaries, and then begin round 2. In round 2, players will continue to play on this board. At the end of the game, with 24 character tiles and 1 starting tile, you should have a complete 5x5 square. At the end of round 2, score exactly the way as round 1, checking each row and each column. And then, the player with the most points is declared the winner. Thanks so much for checking out the game, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy gaming!